Hello everyone, everything and everywhere, and welcome back to yet another video. Now, the observant of you may notice, this isn't my survival world. What's going on? That's because we hit 100 subscribers. That's right. I'm so grateful. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey, and I thought to celebrate the milestone, I mean, it's in the title, we don't have to beat around the bush, we're gonna talk about my dream Minecraft update. Now, I feel like this is something that everybody wants. This is something that could really improve the game in more ways than one, create so many new opportunities, and everybody's been talking about it, and that is, of course, I mean, I don't even really need to say it, but what I'm gonna call the Magic and Management update. Oh yeah, alliteration, it's cool, deal with it. Yes, the Magic and Management update. My dream Minecraft update. Now, something that has been in the game since launch, but still needs to be, worked on, I should say, is, this. And pay no attention to these for a second. The inventory is very, how should I say, lackluster. Now, it used to be very, it used to be great for the time, you know, but now as the years have gone on, well, we've gotten more and more items, and the inventory has started to feel more and more small. So, my solution to this is a mod called Inventorio. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Now, in this mod, several things have been added. Number one, a new enchantment called Deep Pockets. Now, this can be added to leggings, and putting them on increases your inventory space. And of course, as you see, there are 3 levels, and so it's a very welcome change if you want to put more stuff in here. And we'll get to this and this later. And of course, if you take them off and you have items in there, it'll just throw them out. So that is a very welcome addition. Obviously, it would need some tweaks and adjustments to make it kind of difficult to get. But I think doubling the inventory space like this could be extremely useful. Next up, let's talk about this. Now, if we go and grab ourselves some tools, we can pop these in our sidebar. And if we go and say, go over to this sheep over here, and we punch it, it will automatically switch to our sword. If we want to, say, mine some of this dirt, it'll automatically switch to our shovel. If we go over here to this tree, then it'll switch to our axe, and etc, etc. The only one I am unsure exactly how it works is the hoe. Like, you can't right click the the ground, so I don't know, you might still have to carry that out, but it allows for your hotbar to be a lot more open, and so you can have an easier time building stuff. Oh, build a house. Oh wait, I messed up. And overall just save a lot of time on switching materials and going in and out of your inventory, because I know from personal experience it can be a hassle, because usually I have my inventory like this, and then I have like food and like my water bucket here, maybe some like rockets, and that leaves like 2 slots for building. But with all this, you get a lot more spaces. Now, let's go over to this area over here. You might be wondering, what happened to the offhand? Well, the offhand has been reworked. So if we get some classically used offhanded tools, I guess, if we go into survival mode, we can place these in. And now we have our offhand ready to go. Now, as you saw with the deep pockets, it also increases your offhand space, so you're able to carry more things in your offhand. And basically, the way this works is if oh yikes. But this is a great way to demonstrate it. So we're stuck in this hole. Oh no, but I have my food and my offhand. What will I ever do? Well, you can go to the key binded settings and switch back and forth between what you want in your offhand. Now you can go backwards, forwards, and then, yeah, like as you saw there are some downsides of if you are, say, trying to kill a cow or something, then if you have really bad aim, you might go like, ooh, 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 and like accidentally break stuff. And it can be a bit of an inconvenience, somewhat. So it would need some reworking. But I think overall it would be a very welcome change, and it would be classified as the management part of this update. Also, this would be a great update to finally add the bundles. Now, let's head over to the magic part. That's the part you're really here to see. Now, in my inventory, you may have seen these 2 items. Now, obviously, the brewing stand is the brewing stand, nothing special. But this is a new item called the Brewing Cauldron. Of course, my dogs are being loud in the background. It's called the Brewing Cauldron. Now, what is so different about the Brewing Cauldron rather than the regular cauldron? Now, if we go into creative, get ourselves a regular cauldron, obviously you can see the campfire is underneath it, which I don't know why that little thing is there. Obviously, these are all mods. They need some reworking. So, man, they are really not leaving me alone. So, the main difference is that in the Brewing Cauldron, you can mix potions. So, if we come over here, say I want a slowness and instant health, then I believe throw that in there, and then we get some, I believe, nether wart. Throw it in, and then it should start cooking. And there we go. A combined potion of instant health and slowness 4. So we drink this, and obviously I'm in creative, and okay, this is a really bad example. Let me get a better example going. Now, you can only put in 3 potions at once. So that's a bit of a nerf. You can't have you can't easily do the like how did we get here achievement or furious cocktail just from one potion. You have to still do multiple. But say you really hate someone, right? And you're like, hey, can you drink this? And they're like, oh, sure. Um, then you drink it, and they don't have a fun time, and you say, oh, is that a bit ouchy? Um, but also, this is a perfect time to show you something. As you can see, I have all the different particles coming off my body, and they aren't just combined into one color. Instead, they are all different. So if you missed it, let me get in this. So say I drink a weakness and the fire resistance, you can see I still have both particles on me. And if we go into first person, then the particles don't show up and obscure your vision. So it's a bit of a win-win. It shows exactly kind of what you have to other players instead of you just guessing because it was very confusing before. And also, it gets rid of the pesky particles when you get when you have beacons and all that. Now, oh yeah, I also forgot if you hold shift, you can see the icon of the potion in case you can't really see it that well. Now, you may be wondering why I popped the brewing stand down here, and that's because, say we have a bit of a, what if we want to poison our friends? You can now do that. So, with the power of this mod, I'll be putting all the mods on screen and all the mods in the description if you're curious. I believe this one's called like potion sauce or something. Then we can grab these, and this is well, I'm not sure I like the weakness or like the potion thing when you hold shift, but I'm not sure there's a way to turn that off, and obviously Mojang might do it differently. So let's say you are like, hey dude, you hungry? And throw them some steak. And they're like, oh sure. You're like, oh sure. Yeah, totally. I can eat some of this. Nom nom. Oh wait, now I have weakness. Oh no. And then you can also do this with, say, like instant damage to further hurt people. And this would also tie very well into combat. And I am going back to the combined potions thing. Like I showed, you can go into, you can combine many positive or negative potion effects into one, or positive and negative. So if you want a interesting PvP kit, you can have, say, like, you can get strength. However, if you want to get the strength, you also have to drink instant damage, and so it's a bit of a trade-off. And I think this could make for some really interesting, some really interesting, like, mini game opportunities. So say, well, I'm gonna need to get regenerated here. So say you're fighting someone, you're going like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, and then you're like, oh, but strength would kill him, and then you're high on hearts, you can go, oh, I'm gonna get you, and then raw, you know, and then now you have strength, but you lost a lot of health. It's a very nice way to do potions, and I think it's really interesting. Now, something else I would like to talk about is, I wish with the Brewing Cauldron, you could throw ingredients into it, kind of like Zelda style, if you know what I mean. Like in Zelda, you can throw in ingredients and it gives you like a soup. Now, that is kind of that's kind of my dream way to do potions, is you aren't really 100% sure what you're going to get out of it. So like, say you throw in like some ingredients and then are like, yeah, cool. And it's like, oh, okay, you threw in seeds and raw meat. That means you want regeneration, but because it's raw, it gives you poison or something. I don't know. I don't have it fully fleshed out in my brain, but I think it'd be a really fun way to make potions, and a more unexpected but like traditional way to do it, with mixing potions together, but also not really knowing what you're gonna get. That is it for brewing. Now let's talk about enchantments. Now, I don't have a mod for this, unfortunately, so I'm just gonna have to talk and demonstrate for you. So, I think that while enchantments are amazing, they can do better, you know? We have all of these. I think that enchantments could be improved. Now, I'm not really saying to change any of the current enchantments. I think they are pretty well balanced and they work pretty well for the game that is given to them. Man, I keep falling in this hole. So, what I am suggesting is new enchantments. However, I suggest more mutually exclusive enchantments. So, for example, if we get Infinity and Mending, you cannot put both Mending and Infinity on a bow. And I think that's a really interesting way to do it, because I think it adds so many like strategies to it. Like, for example, we have all the different types of protection, and people have been talking for a long time about the best way to use like the protection books. And I think it'd be really interesting to have more mutually exclusive enchantments so people can have their own play style and have a more unique weapon experience. Speaking of weapon experience, I also think like armor trims for tools would be pretty cool. Doesn't really fit with the theme, but I think that'd be pretty cool. Also, something I forgot about is I have a mod that adds, let me find the potions, that adds the bedrock potion placing in cauldron system, which I really appreciate because it's just, I don't understand why it isn't in normal Java edition. Like it's so nice. It can do like ambience and all that. It's really nice. So this is one of the wizard towers. So we go in here. It has a nice interior. This is what the like magic mod is, along with this. Like I said, I don't really think that should be added. Just comes with the mod. So I think that a structure like this in a village or not in a village, I don't care either way, could be a nice way to introduce a potion that has been in the game for way too long, but hasn't been in survival. And of course, many of you know the luck potion. Now, I believe, hello, sir. I believe that the luck potion is a really neat idea, and I think it should be utilized. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it should be brewable. So if we come up here, I also believe it should be findable. Well, I can't get out my way. There we go. So say we have that. So you come up and find the luck potion. However, let's say to make it more interesting, this is luck 2, and you can brew luck. However, it will only be luck 1. So if you want to get luck 2, you have to go adventuring to find different wizard towers and to get different levels of luck. And on second thought, I think that this should be a separate structure to the village, because it allows for another mob to be introduced to the game, has been in the game for way too long without proper implementation. And of course, I am talking about this guy. Now, some of you may recognize him, some of you may not. However, it's such a cool mob that was never correctly implemented. So if we get into survival here, it casts a spell, and then it creates duplicates. And then you have to try and find where it is. Usually it's somewhat in the middle, so okay, right there. And then, okay, where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's down there. There we go. So it's such a interesting and intriguing mob that is just not in the game. And I think it could have more implementation. Like, for example, the ominous trials and trial chambers. They spawn potions and tipped arrows from the sky down upon you. And I think that's something cool that the Illusioner may be able to do. And the Illusioner could guard the towers, kind of like the Pillager outposts. And I'm unsure what they could drop, but a cool drop might be a welcome addition, although I am unsure exactly what that would be. Now, another thing, I am not exactly 100% sure on what to add, but could be a very welcome change to this magic update, is another mob that has been in the game for a long time without proper implementation, and that is, of course, everyone's favorite giant. Now, this thing has been in the game for such a long time, and it doesn't have AI at all, but it could be a really interesting boss mob. I think if it does like cool like smash attacks and like throws bits of terrain at you and all that in like its own special structure, it could be a really intriguing different mob, because we've never really had something this large, I guess. I mean, I don't even know if the Ender Dragon really is this large. And obviously, it is just a big zombie, and it could use a unique texture, but I think it's on the right track. Like I said, like some smash attacks, some like throwing terrain attacks, its own like little dungeon. It could be a really interesting challenge to add into the game, and it could be a really cool late game addition that would be really interesting. Maybe it could spawn like little goblins that like steal your items, and you have to like kill them to get your items back. I don't know. I just see so much potential in these mobs, and they just aren't added. And that's really sad. So, I believe that is the gist of what I want for my dream Minecraft update. If you agree with my selections, please let me know in the comments. And yet again, thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. It means the world to me, and I guess road to 1,000. I mean, that seems so far away, but I feel like we can do it, guys. I believe in you. So I guess with that, that's the end of the video. So I will see you guys in the next video. Toodles.